Hey friends, my name is Erin and today I'm doing a tag based on dragons. So this tag was created by Chas at Bookish Chas. I love his channel. It is linked down below, so please check it out, especially this tag video. He created a tag based on dragons and each prompt has a dragon to go with it. A lot of my books do not have dragons, but some of them do. So there are 10 questions and here's number 1. The first dragon is Talendar and the prompt is a book with an enormous library. So of course I had to go with The Starless Sea. This is by Erin Morgenstein and it features kind of an underground secret society for people who love to read. Among other things, there's a lot of mystery with this society and things that don't seem connected in the beginning but eventually come together. I would pay big bucks to be part of the secret society. Number 2 is a dragon called Seraphina, and this is all about books where you have to bond with animals. I chose 2 for this one. The first one I chose is the Tea Dragon Society. They bond with these little tea dragons, and it is an adorable book with beautiful arts. At the end of the book, it tells you a little bit about each dragon, which I love. I chose this one because it's an adorable read. But I also couldn't help but pick Winterkeep by Kristen Kishore. I read this recently. It's part of the Graceling series. And in this book, they have a kingdom where they bond with foxes. And they can also, if they're chosen, talk to some sea creatures. And I really love the way the foxes play a part in this. I mean, it's a huge role that they play in the plot. So both animals play a big part, and one you are bond to and one you're chosen by. So it's a great mix if you love good animal companions. Number 3, our dragon is Drogon, and this is an unstoppable character. I chose The Lady from The Black Company by Glenn Cook. This follows a company of soldiers who kind of are sellswords, just whatever side is paying them money. You are following Croker. He is the narrator. He keeps the records for this company and it's kind of like their historian. They get hired out by some seemingly unstoppable beings, including the lady, who is the leader of all of them. She sends them out on missions and they can't say no because she would decimate their company. And so they're kind of stuck in this horrible position. It's very grimdark throughout the entire bit. The lady just seems, she has minions, but she really just seems unstoppable. She's incredibly powerful. She can kind of just control your mind. She can ride a magic carpet wherever she needs to go. And there's just nothing she doesn't learn about. You can't keep secrets. If you're looking for a good villain, a good grimdark, some very questionable choices in a book, Glenn Cook's The Black Company. The next one is our dragon Balerion the Black Dread, and this one is all about gigantic beasts. I did choose a dragon book for this as well, and that is Bloody Rose. I mean, it's not necessarily a dragon book, but there is a gigantic dragon they have to fight, and it's insane. I thought they were all gonna die, and I don't want to give any spoilers, but that was one of the points in this book where I was like, is he literally wiping out this entire party? Like, what? How is this? How are they moving past this at all? I highly recommend this book and Kings of the Wild, the first book. The characters in this are amazing. There are some wild beasts that come up, including the dragon in this book, and I think you will enjoy reading it if you like fantasy at all. Number 5 is Smaug, and this is a talking animals prompt. I listened to Spellslinger by Sebastian de Castell on audiobook, and he meets a animal that kind of becomes his like familiar. They call each other business partners, Rikus. And if you listen to the audiobook for this, Rikus has a wonderful voice. It's very gruff and he's a very sassy character. And I feel like some people have read the book and Rikus maybe didn't come across as fun as it does in the audiobook. So if you're going to read this book or check out the series, audiobook is definitely a good option. There's a great voice for Farius Parfax as well. Our next prompt is a lucky character, and I am going to choose Carrot from Guards. He is kind of the chosen one in this parody-esque series. He's one of those people that can charm anyone. Everyone just kind of stops to listen to him. And so he joins the Night Watch, and they're amazed that everyone is just 100% on board with whatever he says. You kind of realize throughout this that part of the reason is that he gets to know everyone. He's invested in what they're saying. He's invested in his role, his job, his community. And so they have reason to buy into what he's saying, but it's still kind of crazy when he walks into this huge like bar fight and just tells them to stop, and they do. So Carrot from Guards is maybe charmed is a better way to describe him. The next prompt was a shape-shifting creature, and I really had a hard time with this one. I realize I have not read that many shape-shifting creature books, but I found one with a shape-shifting character. Not a creature, it's a girl. This is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. Nimona is the girl right here on the cover. She goes off on a journey to be the sidekick for a supervillain and learns a lot about herself and Lord Blackheart along the way. She really just wants to go kind of crazy and wreak havoc and chaos, and learns there's a lot more to being a good villain. The next prompt was for Toothless. I don't remember if I've been saying all the dragons, but Toothless is our next prompt. And this one is about taming dragons and taming animals. Another one I had a hard time with. I'm sure I've read more about taming animals, but I just couldn't think of anything other than Goose Girl by Shannon Hale. I love this book. It is a Goose Girl retelling, and as part of this book, she has to train and tame and keep track of all these geese because she is a royal, and her royal spot has been taken by her lady-in-waiting, who kind of became her in disguise. So she takes up a job as a goose girl. This is a great retelling of this story if you're looking for one. It is one of my all-time favorite retellings, and it's kind of what got me into that genre. Two more left, and our next dragon is the Hungarian Horntail, and this is a book about competitions. I just read Red Rising for the first time. I don't know why I've been waiting so long, because it was really good. I think part of it is that people were a little bit hesitant about books 2 and 3, but man, was this first book so engaging. Like, there is constantly something happening, and I was just wanting to see what happened next. There is a huge chunk of this book where they are separated out into kind of armies and want to basically take control of the whole game. I wouldn't say it's your typical competition that you would think of. I've read a lot of competition books and I love them all. This one still felt unique. I am so glad I finally picked this up. The last prompt is for Errol from Guards actually, and it is a book with presumed misfits. I chose The Mysterious Benedict Society. This is a book about kid geniuses who are all orphans and get kind of taken into the care of Mr. Benedict and have to save him and the world, basically. All of the kids have very quirky personalities. There's a kid called Sticky who is bald and has giant glasses. There's a girl who, I can't remember her name, it's been a while since I've read this, but she always carries around a bucket that just has basically a toolkit plus other things that you might need. She's kind of one of those always prepared people, but she always has her bucket with her. And then there is a tiny little girl who is always cranky and sassy. They make up a very strange found family, and you will fall in love with all of them. I really loved all the prompts that came with this tag, and it's fun to think about some dragons and some epic books. So I definitely recommend doing this. Please, again, check out Bookish Chas. He is linked down below, and I will see you all next time. Bye, friends.